Audio Jungle.
Yesterday, battle line was drawn between the governor of Ondo State and the Yoruba warlord Sunday Igboho over the killings of Fulani in the state. Of course, Sunday Igboho gave an eviction order to the Fulani herdsmen to leave that territory. All right, it's another edition of Bystanders at News Stands on Flip TV, and we'll be discussing this topic. This is what is dominating the journals today. Quickly to the Vanguard newspaper on this story. We have eviction order. Yoruba freedom fighter Sunday Igboho draws battle line with Governor Seyi Makinde, insists on protecting residents from herdsmen, defies governor's order, receives heroic welcome as he arrives in Ibarapa. Quickly to the major headline here. We saw many dead bodies. That's what we are saying here. We saw many dead bodies. They didn't rape women but beat them, sometimes to death. Test efficacy of charms by shooting at themselves before operations. Ability to speak Hausa language helped. That's what someone is saying here. That's gory tale of kidnapped victim from Edo Forest via villains are rewarded for killing policemen. That's what we have on the front page of this journal. Quickly to other stories here. The former chairman of INEC, I'm talking about Jega, to the President Muhammadu Buhari, restructuring possible before 2023 polls. And on insecurity, we still have kidnappers killed my 6-year-old daughter, cut off her head. Kidnappers killed my 6-year-old daughter, cut off her head. Pastor killed my brother with knife he stole from our house. Pastor killed my brother with knife he stole from our house. I'm taking more calls for use of juju. More calls for use of juju. On to the next one. This Saturday Sun newspaper, we have my encounters with Ojukwu Philip Effiong during Biafra War. My encounter with Ojukwu Philip Effiong during Biafra War. All right, on Miyetti, we have as Ondo quit notice to herdsmen expires tomorrow. As Ondo quit notice to herdsmen expires tomorrow, Miyetti Diaz Governor Akeredolu says no power can remove us from Ondo Forest. Fulani owns every land in Nigeria. Your threats and affronts, insult to Yoruba, says Afenifere. And these are the stories we have on the front pages of the Saturday Vanguard and Saturday Sun. Let's quickly join our reviewers for more analysis on these stories. I'll be right back.
Audio Jungle.
I think it is a welcome development, and we still have, of course, the end is not in sight. So, but I think this should be the end of the so-called monsters. So they shouldn't relent. Mr. Sunday Igboho should not relent and should not be intimidated. If they give in to the threats from different quarters, then they will never, deny the fact that one day the Yoruba race might come to extinction, because these people are determined to annihilate. Look at their statements. You see, today Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been vindicated. Their mission is to dislodge the original residents and the original owners of the land and to occupy. It has been vindicated today. They say that every land in Nigeria is owned by Fulanis, fugitives, refugees who came to settle from the Sahara, Sudan to Sahara region, and now are claiming ownership of a land that is inherited by the people. Oh God, it's an affront. And I think My God. Okay, first, I love the man Sunday Idowu, my father's namesake. I believe whatever they set their hands to do, whatever they are committed to do, they do that with all their strength. So I believe that Sunday is committed at this time. Everybody should rally around him to support him, because it's about posterity, it's about your future. Either you agree it is not about sentiment, it is not about politicking at this point, it is about life and death. So if you miss this opportunity, you will not risk being exterminated. This is my word to my Yoruba friends. Of course, you are one of them. I have good Yoruba people around me. They should not see them. This is not about Owambe. It is not about eating meat. It is not about throwing party. It is about your destiny. It is about your life. I don't care if you hate me from this point. It is high time you throw that attitude of cowardice behind you and face the reality in defense of your own people. I cannot be alive and see my people, going into extinction. Look at how many people has gone down as a result of this wanton killing, destruction of property and life by these so-called heinous idiot animals, including the president. He's an idiot man. You see, I give no dime. As far as I am saying the truth, and I am provoked at this point. How could such nomadic entities, animals, make such assertion? The Nigerian land belongs to, they should come to my father's house. I will slaughter them and eat them as meat. It's quite unfortunate what is happening at this time. So the Yoruba, this is a litmus test. If they fail at this time, they may not have another opportunity to regain their lost freedom, to regain their land. Already they have been, sorry to say this, but that is the truth. The Yoruba, the Fulani people has already circumvented the entire southwest. No wonder they are claiming, they are challenging the sitting president, who of course is committed to the safety of life and property within his own territory.
Now, what should we expect from the eastern side on this kind of move by Sunday Igboho?
Yes, of course, from the eastern side, I told you that my father was a warlord, a Biafran warlord. So we dare not give a dime to any idiot, to any bastard, whether they are in power or whatever they call themselves, whether they call themselves as Miyetti, Anla or Fulani. Look at what has... I told you, if they come to my... Look, the people residing there, when I traveled home, I saw most of them are the white men around. I mean, not the Janjaweeds. I mean, from the north. So those people conduct themselves in an orderly manner. But if they dare make nonsense, that of course that will mark the end, because we cannot tolerate such coming all the way from Sudan, Sahara region, and being tolerated to go about your business. You are not. I've told you, their main motive, you can see the mass movement of these Fulanis to settle in different regions of the country. Their main objective was to, perfect the agenda of Danfodio, Usman Danfodio, their great-grandfather. You see, they said they should not rest until they conquer the entire enclave called Nigeria. And this is what they are perfecting, and they see this opportunity as the right opportunity to achieve and perfect that under the watch of the so-called, is it Muhammad Buhari or what? I am not good at hearing this name. And to me, it sounds as an anathema.
All right, thank you. Do you think this set of men are doing this great job within the ambit of the law?
Mr. Mike, the way it is today, with regard to the herdsmen invading and occupying a forest reserve in Ondo State and occupying another forest in Iganga, somewhere in Oyo State, it's a very worrisome situation. And again, if you look at somebody operating within the ambit of the law, look at the ordered by Ondo state government is legal and is legitimate. Why did I say so? As a sitting governor that is the chief security officer of the state, it behoves on him by section 45 of the constitution to even deprive somebody of his freedom of movement if that deprivation is the overall interest of the entire state. But I don't think he have even gone to that extent, because if you look at the order, what he merely said is that the Fulani herdsmen or whoever is occupying the state forest reserve should come forward and be profiled, and so that going forward they will know who is in the forest and the activities that is going on there. And for reason best known to the Fulani herdsmen and their supporters, they have refused to comply with the order. We have read about what the Northern Elders Forum said, ordering the herdsmen to stay put. But what I'm trying to say in essence is to set the record straight. Ondo state government never acted outside the ambit of the law by asking them to leave the state government for the reserve. Mr. Mike, I cannot, in the name of freedom of movement, go to Abuja, for instance, go to a government facility like the national stadium, make a tent there and occupy it. The federal government would allow me to stay there? I don't think so. In the same vein, in the name of freedom of movement, you cannot go and illegally occupy a state government for the reserve. That for the reserve, you see, it is for economic purpose. You don't just go and start occupying them. Then again, looking at the situation of Oyo State vis-a-vis Igbo intervention, I think it is timely. I think it's a welcome development. Mr. Mike, if you look at the scenario today, it tells you that a vacuum has been created. And what is that vacuum? There is a security lapse. I'm saying this particularly because if you watch the video that is trending online, how Igbo was received in Iganga community is overwhelming. The video in YouTube, under a space of like 3 hours, you are already seeing like 8,000, 9,000 views. What does that tell you? It tells that the people are excited that his intervention is going to give them a sigh of relief. It tells that there is a security breach, and that gap is what he wants to address. Instead of the state governor asking him to rescind his decision, I think what the state government needed to do, Oyo state government, is to collaborate with him, incorporate his strength into the security architecture. But what we are saying here is not even about Fulani herdsmen. It's about who is in the forest perpetrating this act of kidnapping, killing, kidnapping, maiming, raping, except otherwise. People like Northern Elders Forum, Miyetti, the presidency, except they want to tell us that Fulani herdsmen are the one perpetrating this crime in this forest. Because ordinarily, if a community is complaining that in a forest location in their community that there is crime and criminality, and consequent upon that, an individual have decided to storm the forest or the community to evict those who are allegedly committing these crimes, I don't think it should have called for federal government condemning that action. I don't think it should have called for Oyo State government condemning Igboho. I think what they needed to do is to bring him in, incorporate him into their own internal security architecture, like this Abateku. Strengthen it, because that one has been legalized, so that you cannot confront this general evil that is confronting the state.
Now let's look at this statement. Miyetti DS Governor Akeredolu says no power can remove them from Ondo State, that the forest in Ondo, Fulani owns every land in Nigeria. When you look at the level of this statement, the weight of this statement, it seems those people are so confident that nothing can happen to them. It seems that they are unshakable, unmovable. Or what do you think? I
think I share your opinion. You see, the reason is not far-fetched. A situation where the president is unambiguous about where his support lies. A situation where the presidency has become the mouthpiece of Miyetti Allah. What do we expect from them? I think that effrontery is because of the presidential backing. And we cannot continue like this. Mr. Mike is on record that the governor of Kano State said that to stop the clashes between host communities and Fulani herdsmen, that there's every need to stop this mass exodus of Fulani herdsmen from from Niger, Mali, and some other West African countries. Because to be quite honest with you, most of these Fulani herdsmen, they are not Nigerians. They move really across border, come here, anywhere they get to, they settle there. And this thing is an affront on every tribe in Nigeria. I think going forward, it's not just the southwest, but the southeast, the south-south, the middle belt, everybody should rise in unison to confront this evil that is confronting the society.
And what do you think the government should do to checkmate the porosity of these borders?
Mr. Mike, what they do, they have a lot they can do. To start with, the government have so much enormous resources at their disposal. We saw how Trump threatened to build a war between America and Mexico. I don't see anything wrong. I serve in Jigawa State in Megatri local government. Megatri local government shares boundary with Niger. What am I trying to say? This thing is not rocket science. You can deploy drone, surveillance drone. You can make an order that nobody should be seen on this border within a specified hour. And anybody that is seen, you deploy jet bomber. What I'm trying to say in essence is deploy technology to drive the process by deploying surveillance drones. Then areas where you need to erect walls, do not hesitate, do it, because life is at stake here. Life is sacrosanct, and there is no meaningful development you can see in an economy where there is chaos, where there is no security. For you to even talk about the economy, you must guarantee the security of the people. So for me, I think the government should go back to the drawing board and get us, all of us, secured.
I'm a native of Ebonyi State. So what I'm trying to talk to the government is this. I took to notice and observation that the government don't want to even listen for us. They are doing on their own. Because this January, they're not supposed to carry coronavirus enter. Because February 24th, being Thursday, is last year, they carry coronavirus come. They use and shop, they eat money till last year finish. So these people protest come out, and them still get the guts to start it as early as this year. My brother, then we know that nobody's a novice. Whatever thing they are doing, we are against them, and we must be against them. And what they see before, they will see it. They will see the one way past that one.
So, what's your take on the state of insecurity in the country? Of course, the acclaimed Yoruba warlord yesterday stormed the city of Ibarapa.
Let me. Ibarapa, I don't say I'm for paper before. Ibarapa, now Yoruba people use their hand to create their problem. The time where I see when they allow them to be buying land and get that abattoir, where I know for north is where you can kill meat and go. You can't sleep for there. It's when I know that Yoruba don't create aviation for them. So because of the aviation that Yoruba people create for them, okay, they can't give them another land where they kill Malu again if they go Ogun State. Yoruba give them enough land. That's why they get the mind to enter Yoruba land.
Wow.
Number one, the governor, when the governor want to contest and to be a governor, the governor said, na governor give them the hand. He thought that what is happening now will not happen. When you tell people say, may they leave them, may they enter, you need population of people. That is why the people enter too much. Now, what they are claiming, may they give them land. You want to say they are fighting them. Now land they need. Anywhere where they are fighting, now land they are fighting for. Because they say during the war that Nigeria promised them they will give the Fulani land to be living. And that is why they want to circulate all the whole 36 states, which is impossible for them. People now wake up and know what they are fighting for. When they circulate the whole nation, one day they will start war. They're using this opportunity where their brother is in seat to fighting other people, other states. Are you getting me?
All right, thank you so much for your contribution.
I took into notice at the observation that Buhari did not come to rule Nigeria in a good way. He come for revenge for what happened during the military regime.
All right, thank you so much.
That this nation will not have freedom until we go back to our drawing board. There was Nigerian, but now not Nigerian again. There was green, white, green as flag, which was what neat nation. Now the nation is sour with what we are seeing today. How can we transform the nation is what we are turning? One, our old Bible, and the secret is here. If this country not go back to our former lifestyle, we said war against indiscipline. Let the whole world complain, or let the American president come and do us, or the whole world president, nothing good. I know what I'm talking about. We are so corrupt. And when you corrupt, what do you expect? When you are bad, what do you expect? This Bible says that righteousness raises the nation up. Righteousness make a nation to happy. Righteousness make a nation to rebrand and good. But sin is a reproach to a nation. Bad luck. Check all these people. Are they living in what? In neatness? All of us are living in sin. We preach the gospel, repentant for you. What are we saying? So we to blame somebody, we blame ourselves. Let us go back to what? God's side. Nothing can work. I said TikTok for 8 years. Why did we stay there for 8 years? Nothing. 8 years, nothing. If you like, let them come and tell me why. Bali will hear it for 8 years, nothing. Because we refuse to go back. And if any other one come, you don't follow the way of God, it will still be the same thing. I pay a price. I know what God is. Don't joke with it. Either you surrender to God or you pay the price. So now,
Audio Jungle.
And yeah, we say goodbye to you on today's edition of this program. Join us next time on the same platform. Michael Akeredolu remains my name. Behind the camera is Festus Oduabukum. And join me on Facebook, Michael Temitayo Adekunle, Michael Michael Temitayo Adekunle. And subscribe to Flip TV and Flip TV Plus, which is the sister channel. Have a good weekend, everyone.